Here, the head coach of the Cavaliers, Dane, Damron. Coach, winning streak now, 3 in a row. You're going on the road to West Liberty Saturday. Before we talk about Saturday's game, let's go back and look at Thursday's game against Concord. Defense, defense, defense. You're up now 20th nationally in rushing yards, under 97 yards a game. Talk about the job those guys have done, especially since that Shepherd game.
Yeah, they've really answered the call at defending the run. I'm very proud of how those kids are playing. They have a passion about playing. I think after the West Virginia State game, they were a little embarrassed by just the effort that they had given and not taking anything away from West Virginia State, because I thought that quarterback was phenomenal, made some throws. But we didn't play with the fire that needed to be played with, and I think they took that personally. And they came out against Concord. Thought they set the tone from the get-go, and were very physical in the run game. Anytime you can make a team one-dimensional, you feel like you got a much better chance, and I thought that we did that on Thursday.
Coach, your team there forcing turnovers, and a big difference I've seen this year from previous years. We're +2 on the season in turnover margin, and while that's not a real lofty number, this is a program that was -20 plus last year. If you could speak on that a little bit in the game that Cardbo had.
Yeah, kind of scared to talk about it because I don't want to jinx us, but no, I really don't believe in that. I think you make your opportunities by how hard you play and how good you are in your assignments. And there's no question defensively that our kids are attacking the football and making plays and turning people over. And then offensively, our quarterbacks aren't throwing the ball to the other team, which is very huge. We had the one interception on Thursday night. Don't think that would have happened if Bryson was healthy. He made the right read, and the ball just kind of squirted on him a little bit because his shoulder was bothering him there. But anytime that you can be on the plus side of the turnovers, you feel like you got to have a chance to win the football game, and they've done a great job. And then I think Ed Cardbo has been pretty much like that the whole year. He's had a fantastic season through 6 games. And we need him to have one more of those this week as we travel up to West Liberty. But he's a leader of the defense, does a lot of great things, and we count on him to make plays for us.
Talked about Bryson, he had to come out of that game, but you got a senior that comes in, steps in, made some big throws. The one play where he rolled right and came back through left to Carlton slipping out of the backfield, I thought was a big throw, and then the throw on the goal line. If you could speak on Jeremy's play and how pivotal that was to the win.
Yeah, I'm glad Jeremy Eubanks is on our team. I talked about that at the radio show on Monday. Being the backup quarterback is hard, but in my opinion, it's the most important position on the team because you are one play away from being the guy. And I thought Jeremy answered the call, and he made some good plays. And I thought our coaching staff did a great job of putting him in position to make plays, and didn't ask him to do anything that would be out of his comfort zone. And he threw throws that we see him make all the week in practice, and he stepped up and was huge for us.
Talking about Griffith a little bit, and Carlton has had big games in his career on the ground throughout his career, and this year more so than any other as a junior. He's been able to come out of the backfield and make some catches, and he had a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown Thursday. How much does that help the quarterback to have somebody like Carlton come out of the backfield and make some plays in the receiving game?
It helps him huge. Anytime that you can hit your running backs, it takes pressure off the offensive line too, because you have to try to hold out longer to throw the ball deeper down the field. So Griffith's been huge. I think the key to Carlton Griffith getting better is we are getting better up front. We're still not where we need to be, but I don't think there's been a position on our team that has improved as much as our offensive line has, and you can see that every week.
Coach, defensively, a lot of sacks last week, and 2 that put the game away were by senior Chris Flood. He's battled some injuries throughout his career and had some earlier this season. How special was it to see a senior like Chris come up there, back-to-back sacks there to finish that game off against the Mountain Lions?
Good. Chris has had a good year. I think Chris was actually the first player I met when I got here on campus in December. So, I'm happy for him because he's a kid that didn't get to play last year because of a knee injury. And I think he's bought in from the get-go, and he understood that this was going to be his last go-around, and he was going to do everything he could to make it as successful as he possibly could. And he plays hard. He's not always 100% assignment right, but he's always flying around and playing hard. And, I was happy to see him play well.
Injuries, coach, in football always seem to rear their head, and it's hit you in special teams. If you could speak to that a little bit, and I know you had to pull Bosco into the game last week, and he didn't kick, but he played his first collegiate game.
Yeah, I was happy to see Darren. He's a kid that's going to have to be ready to kick this week too. Also, Trent's the best kicker in the league, but he had a hard time staying healthy. He hadn't got much work this week either, so he'll be a game time decision on Saturday, and we've got to get more production out of those kids that are called upon to kick. And you know, Zach had a couple of good punts on Thursday night, and he had a couple of really not good punts. But we've got to cover it better. You know, that falls on me. We've got to work. We've got to do better in our punt game and try to come up with some different kind of ways to help those kids out. And, you know, the punt return for a touchdown, give that kid credit. He made 3 people miss, but also we had 3 guys that were scot-free there to make the tackle. They didn't make the tackle, and the kid took it back. But I was glad to see our kids answer the bell and come back off the mat there. You know, because we had a horrible last minute of the half of the first half, and just were totally non-existent in all 3 phases there really of the football game, and then give up that punt return and puts us behind. I think it put us behind 19-16 there, put us behind. But you know, our kids really answered and put 2 touchdowns on the board there, and you know, put the game away.
The play Tevin made, you know, they had a botched PAT attempt. Tevin comes up with it and pitches the ball. Is that something you guys work on, or is that just an athleticism play that a senior comes up with there? And that was pretty big 2 points at the time.
Yeah, that's a huge 2 points, and then I'm not going to sit here and say we work on blocking extra points and lateral it back, but I think the kid made a savvy football play. Sometimes you like to see kids do that, and other times you like to see them, you know, just fall on and take it, but there really wasn't a whole lot to lose right there. And so he made a great play, and wasn't a high risk play. So it was good to see. And you know, Darius Jones gets the ball in the open field, he's hard to catch.
Coach, looking ahead to this week to the Hilltoppers up at West Liberty. Like you all, they're on a 3-game winning streak, and it's the only time all year you'll have this situation. Kids haven't been in class all week. How does that impact your preparation? Does it give you more time? And what do you do with practice on a week like this?
Practice really hasn't changed. We've tried to keep the same practice template we've had all year long. We just meet with them a little bit more. You know, the thing you worry about in situations like this is how much downtime they can have during the day, and you don't want to meet just to sake the meeting, because the kids understand you're just over here doing that just to keep them, you know, keep them from doing something else. But we've tried to make sure that, you know, that they're hitting some academic stuff to get that taken care of, and we've tried to get them up at the same time that we would get them up normally during the season, because the thing that you don't want to do during a week like this is get your sleep patterns off. You got to try to keep them on a routine as much as possible. So we've started every morning about the same time we would normally start, and just met with them longer during the day, and practice at the same time, a little bit earlier, but get them off the field 4:30, 5 o'clock, and get them over there to eat dinner, and then they know they have their evenings off to do what they're going to do. Because I think kids at this age, the thing that they value the most is their time, and you know, we spend a lot of time monopolizing them on their time, so we give them a little bit of time in the evenings to be free to do some things.
Coach, looking at the Hilltoppers, and it'll be your 3rd homecoming game you've played this year. You're going for 3 in a row, 2-0 already in those games. And I know you don't like falling behind, but you've already got 3 come from behind wins. I guess hit a little bit on the slow start, and then secondly, the resiliency of this team. I mean, they don't get their head down. They just keep fighting until the whistle blows.
No, there's no question they keep playing. I think maybe we should just go up there and ask Wesley if we can just put 10 minutes on the clock in the first quarter and start down 10-0. But you know, that's just part of it. I don't think defensively we've started that slow. Offensively is where we started slow. You know, the game we started slow. Defensively was the game we started the fastest offensively. It was against Notre Dame. You know, we got the ball and drove the 12 plays, I think it was, and go right there and score, and don't score again until the second half. But you know, it's just the kids coming out and be ready to play. I tell our kids all the time, you know, we're going to do a great job of getting you mentally ready to play as far as schematically and knowing what to do. But you guys got to get yourself mentally ready to play as far as actually playing the football game, because I can't get 60 different kids. You know, I can't get in the head of 60 kids, you know, and get that taken care of. So they've got to make sure when they get off that bus, you know, Saturday, that they're ready to rock and roll. You know, that starts Thursday, that starts Wednesday. You know, it's a whole week preparation. That's why you just play 1 game a week. And so hopefully we'll come out faster. But you know, we're getting kind of used to being these homecoming games. We're going to bring our own float and try to put it in a parade there and see if we can come out with another victory. Coach, good luck on Saturday. Fans, if you're not making the trip up to West Liberty, kickoff's at noon. Pregame show starts at 11:30. We're on AM this week, 14:30 AM. Coach, good luck against the Hilltoppers. Thanks, Darryl.